We are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a magnificent guest with us tonight, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration. And that is none other than the family man and, first of all, incredible puppeteer, but even more important, a man of the cloth, Pastor Andre. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it. We've been trying to get together for a while here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So I'm so glad to be back on here today.
Man, the honor is ours. And on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we want to thank you and salute your family and everyone holding it down out there in Louisville. I know some people who went to the University of Louisville and are still there. So shout out to Louisville and everybody holding it down. Yeah, shout out to the Cardinals and all that good stuff. Yes, sir. All right. So the first question that we have for you today, sir, or this evening, is how did you get? We'll start with the word, and then we'll go to the puppets. But how did you find a love for being a pastor?
Dude, so my grandmothers, I was raised by now let me tell you, my mom's still around. I love her. She never did anything to me. I have no animosity against her whatsoever. I'm gonna put that out first. But when she had me, she was 16. And so my grandmother, of course, like I said, my grandmother, she had me when she was 16, and she was still living with my grandmother. And so when it came time for, my mom to get her own place, my grandmother was like, Renee, why don't you keep him here? Keep him at the house, where you got a backyard, because she's moving to an apartment building, whatever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I just stayed there. Thank God I did. And if it wasn't for her and my great grandmother, wouldn't be where I am today. Did I not run? I did run. I ran from the calling, man. I did not want to be a pastor at all.
Mm, mm.
Anything I've done, I tried to do modeling. They worked for a little while, but I try to. You say you act. I tried to do a little bit of that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Didn't
sir.
work out too well. I just kept running from it, and my great grandmother, which I didn't know this. I didn't know until I went. When I was in my mom's room, there's a Bible college called, at the time it was called World Harvest Bible College. It's called Valiant Christian College now.
Mm.
But they had just opened it up. I was born in 89. And they had just opened it up in 90. Well, they had prayed I was gonna go to that school when I get to college, And I had some scholarships to go to Louisville because I was in marching band in high school.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I played the drums. And I went to it's called College Days, and it just sold me out. I said, man, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta
Mm.
stop running. Even my high school years, I'm not saying I was the perfect person because I wasn't. I got in trouble. I did stuff I wasn't supposed to do. And I asked my grandmother always, I was walking around on the street at 3 o'clock in the morning, going on people's houses and stuff. And I'm talking about, I was raised in the hood. We call it the West End here in Louisville, Kentucky. And I was raised on 39th and River Park.
Mm. Mm.
Not a good street. Not a good street at all. Um, but I'd be walking around. I asked my grandmother later on in the year, that's like, you know, how come you never, I'm using this as an illustration, like, hey, where you at? Where you at? What are you doing? What? She never had to do that. And she said she always would pray. And the Lord told her why I was that. And funny story. I know I'm trying to stay on subject.
Man, we're here with
Uh okay, so like I said, I did stuff I was supposed to do. I remember getting off I'm tell you how much my grandmother talked to God. And it used to scare me because I couldn't get away with nothing. I used to get so upset. At points where I was trying to have sex with girls outside, not before I'm married.
you. Yes, sir.
And every time I try to go do something, the girl instantly come on the period.
Mm. Mm.
I laid on, asked my grandma, I said, was you doing that? She was like, every time. I said, what? She said, yeah, I told God I want you to save with a woman, I was like, oh, man, it's your fault. I'll tell you another funny story is I was getting home from school. I was in, I was in middle school and I was getting off the bus. And you know how you got that in that pit. in your stomach, like something's wrong, something don't feel right.
Yes,
But I
sir.
just couldn't pinpoint what it was. And I went in the house. My grandmother's in there, and my grandfather, and he's another person. He raised me. He's the only male I really had in my life was my grandfather. Um, and I can tell you stories about him because you crack up. But I get in the house and everything's calm, and I eat dinner. We talking. She comes upstairs, and it's about 8 o'clock, and she says, "Hey, Lord told me you got some." That's how she said it. Lord told me you got some pono in here.
Mm, mm,
I said,
mm,
"What?" I said, "What you talking about?" She said, "You got something in here," and she had a screwdriver. And I said, "What is this for?" She said, "You got it in the vent. Go on over and open that vent." And there they was. A funny story because they were all my great. And this was on VHS too. We
mm,
would have
mm.
VHS tapes. They were all on VHS tapes, and they were from my it was my granddaddy's. And they all like porno from the 70s and stuff like that. And I can hear him in the background. I told you that boy was taking my tapes, you know. So but yeah, I mean, I couldn't run from the call, man. I've had dreams, I've seen things, I've had encounters with God, and it's just I you just can't do it. I just can't run from it.
Okay, we're gonna come right there to your encounters 1 second. Peace, family. I mean, Mimi, thank you for saying peace. And peace to everybody who's watching and showing love to this amazing pastor and as well a puppeteer. Okay, so let's go back. We're gonna come to your encounter, but you know, I think that's a rite of passage because that's my sister. She will, my mother going seeing my King magazines, and I was Baywatched out. All of the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything with Pamela Anderson on it or
Oh
the
yeah.
Jet magazines, Beauty
Oh
of the Week,
yeah.
page 43,
Yep.
something. My mom's going there. She said it was the devil.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
devil.
yeah,
Joshua,
yeah, yeah.
get these girls off your wall.
Yeah.
He did not like my poster set up at all. It was like she couldn't stand Trina. Trina.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, so
I
it's
call her
something,
the girl,
we got
the lady that never
it's just
aged.
yeah, it's definitely a rite of passage. But you have an encounter. Now, when you have an encounter, is this a dream you have with God, or are you walking down the street? Let us know how, what it's like. Let's talk
Well,
about
um, I'll tell you this. Now, this kind of scared me a little bit. I went to the we call it the waterfront. It's where the Ohio River is, and it's a park area, and it's really built up down there now. It wasn't built up like it when I went, and I had walked down there, and I was with a buddy of mine. He can vouch for me because it freaked him out. He wasn't even going to church at that. So it's about 12 o'clock, and this man come up to us, and he homeless and smells and white guy, glasses, beard, dark brown hair, had a coat on, brown coat, jeans. He had on some Nikes that had a hole in them. I remember everything about it. And it was around I think 12 o'clock at night. And this is before I went to college. Now, remember I told you I was running. I didn't want to go there. I can go to Louisville play marching band.
it. Yes, sir.
So this guy comes down, he's talking to us, and I'm like, "Dear guys, I ain't got no money." And here he come. And I looked at my friend's name's Fruquan. I said, "You got anything? Cause I ain't got no money." And I said, "Nah, I don't." He was like, "No." I said, "Well, then we'll just walk away." And he's like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Like, "Good." And we just stood there. He's like, "Well, I said, "I don't have any money." He said, "I didn't ask you for no money." I'm like, "Okay." And so he starts to tell him about some stuff. He's in the military right now. He told him, he's like, "Hey, you've been trying to get in so you get to the military. This is what you need to do," and yada yada yada. And I'm thinking, so do you know him? He's like, "I don't know this man at all." So then he starts talking to me and says, "Hey, forget that scholar at U of L. You need to go to that Bible college.
Mm,
If you don't go to that Bible college, some things in your life's not gonna change."
mm, mm, mm.
Now, at this moment in time, in my mind, I'm thinking, my mouth, I want to say some stuff. My mind's like, who am I talking to? Who is this man? I've never met this man. I don't know anything about him. He stinks. I want to get away from him. My mind, you know. And he just like, he said, so just be. He said, be use wisdom on that. He said, don't go to the Bible college, and you're gonna be accepted. Because at the time in the Bible college, now it's not like it's no more. They didn't accept everybody. There were certain people they accepted, and you had to have like high recommendations. It's not like it no more. And when I went, it wasn't accredited. It's accredited school stuff now.
Mm,
And so uh, he tells me that, and he says, and oh, he says you're not gonna meet your wife down there. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, well maybe if I go out and find my wife down there, just a thing popped up in my mind, and he was listening to me, and he said you're not gonna meet your wife down there, and I'm like, who am I talking to? Who is this? You know, I ain't never had this before. This is it's scaring me a little bit. And so I look over my buddy, I'm thinking he's listening to everything. He over slumped over crying. I'm like, hey, do you hear what he's saying? He's like,
mm,
man, I didn't tell you this, but I'm going to the military and all this, and what he's saying is accurate. I
mm,
kid you
mm,
not. I turn around, the man gone. I ain't seen him no more. It was it. We went up the steps to look for him. Now we talking about a home. I thought homeless, smelly, and kind of overweight type guy. I ain't seen him no more.
mm,
And so all I can think of is an angel. That's the only thing I can think about. That's all I can think about. And so like I said, it freaked me out a little bit. So the next day came, uh, which was a Sunday. Went to church. I believe I think it was my pastor. He had said that you did you talk to somebody last night?
mm, mm,
And I
mm,
said, yeah. Did you send them down there? Not thinking. And he's like, no. He said, but the Lord told me, I think he had an encounter with an angel. And I just like, oh my gosh, I think I did too. I
mm,
said, it just didn't feel it didn't feel it just didn't feel human. I'm just saying if
mm,
and he was saying so much to me that about my life and other stuff in my life I ain't gonna go into that. Was some personal stuff in my life that he said to me that he said you need to correct and you need to
mm,
fix it fast because if you don't, you're gonna be headed down this road.
mm,
He said you got a call in your life and there's some certain things that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing, and it's gonna affect that. And if you don't get that together quick, you're gonna be going down the wrong road, and it's gonna be a long time before you get back where you need to be. And it was some personal stuff I was dealing with. I had well heck, I can tell you one of them because we just talked about it, was pornography. Man, I was addicted to that stuff like crazy. Um, and it started from my dad. He would have stuff laying around the house when I would go over on the weekends, and I mean, I could watch it, and he'll let me. My uncles was like that. I hate to say that. I love them. I love my dad. I don't have a relationship with him like that. Uh, that's something different, but I love him. I respect him. I've always been the person to respect my father. I don't care what the man did. That's my daddy. And you know what the Bible says about that. And I honor the word. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, I respect that. And so there were things that I was around exposed by him that I got into. And people don't realize the pornography, man, you get addicted to that stuff. It would ruin your life. I'm telling you, man. Me and one of my cousins is my uncle's, I mean my dad's brother's son. So I'm actually his first cousin. And we're close. He's actually a pastor there, which I would never have believed that. He's actually a pastor. He's actually affiliated with you probably know Church Guy Grace.
No, sir.
Kojic, they call it Kojic or whatever, but he's we should know.
I'm
They
like, I don't want to say the wrong church.
yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah,
don't want to say
yeah,
the wrong
yeah.
church.
He's affiliated with them, but I mean it's the same, he was exposed to that stuff too. And people don't realize when you young like that and you exposed to this stuff, it'll jack you up. It'll do stuff, and you sit there and watch this stuff for hours, mess your mind up, and uh, it can also mess up your emotions when it comes to loving somebody, because then you think it's like, oh, well, I shouldn't give them a hug. It's a sexual. No, it really does. So, but that was one of the things that I was really addicted to was pornography.
Mm,
And I mean, it was bad. And that's one of the things that he told me when I was down there and said, you need to get that fixed fast. Because if you don't, I mean, you're gonna be you're gonna be jacked up.
mm.
And so, but yeah, that was one of the things that so I've had dreams, I've seen things. Uh, I can feel stuff. I don't want to get too freak out your audience. So, but there are spiritual sides of the things. People don't realize that. They think,
Absolutely.
yeah, everything's net. No, it's spiritual stuff, man. There's, yeah,
Okay, well,
so
just to bear witness to your point, my father always says, um, "Be careful." He use the quote, "Careful how we entertain strangers, because you may be entertaining angels
it's
unaware."
true.
You
That's
know, so
true.
he
You got,
that's
yeah.
something he always says. Okay, I just want to read some of the comments in the comment section. Um, He's okay. So our insert says he believes that you were running away. He also believes that from your testimony, your grandmother had the treadmill for you to run away on. Prayers have no expiration. Thank you. That's beautiful. Absolutely, yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
That's so.
yes.
Oh, he said the same. He said the exact quote. He said, "Beware of who you entertain, for you may be entertained the angels unaware." That's absolutely. And Brother King says facts. Okay, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, my
Uh,
grandmothers do both of my great grand so my granddaddy's father, my granddaddy's mother, and my granddaddy, my grandmother raised me, but his mother. Now, if it weren't for her, my if it weren't for my great grandmother, my grandmother wouldn't be in church.
mm,
When
mm.
she met my grandfather, people, how what it says in the word, be not unequally yoked
That's right.
with
That's
each
right.
other. Well, when they met, they was equally yoked because they both was in the clubs, so they were yoked together. So they wasn't unyoked; they was yoked. But when she got a hold of her, she changed or whatnot. My granddaddy would go to church, but he was a bass player.
Okay.
So he played with people like he died in 18, but he played with people like James Brown, Ray Charles. Uh they have a couple of his stuff. I think my grandma we got a couple of pictures of him and stuff, but
That's
the
good.
only reason he couldn't stay on the road with him is because he had bipolar.
Mm.
And it was schizophrenic bad. So, and during that time, they didn't know what that stuff was. He wouldn't take no medicine and nothing like that. But yeah, but if it weren't for my grandmother, my great grandmother, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have my wife that I have now. I'm telling you, everything. I just believe everything lined up the way it should. If I had went to Louisville, I would to the school. I wouldn't be with my wife now. I really believe that. Um, was it an easy path? No, 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 no. The with the pornography, dude, that was a struggle. It took some prayer and some fasting to get rid of that. I mean, it was bad.
Yes, sir.
Um, and have to, and I remember one time it was so bad that I threw away. I mean, remind you, I had VHS tapes, and my uncle was giving me some of them on my dad's side because they thought, let me say this, they didn't think that was wrong with it. That's just
Absolutely.
how they were. That's just how they were. My dad and his brothers, they ain't think nothing wrong with that. They dad was like that. So it was just like, yeah, here you go. I would go over and watch him, sit in front of him, watch him. And it was like nothing ever happened. I would go in the basement with, my uncle be down there, but or he'd be working out, whatever, but it's like nothing never happened. Well, he gave me all this stuff. I went and threw his stuff away in the garbage can. Do you know I went out there about 4 o'clock in the morning to go get it? That's
Mm.
how bad it was, man. It was that bad of a struggle. People don't realize that. They think you watching pornography. Oh, it's just a little nah, do you entertaining a lot of demonic stuff when you watch that stuff. And don't sit there and think, oh, I ain't gonna do nothing to my body. That's what it's for. So if you sitting there and you just like, I'm watching it for an art form, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I believe,
You
man.
just, so I don't believe you at all. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
my grandmother's, thank God for them. Because one, like I said, for one for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'm assistant pastor in the church I grew up in. Never saw that coming. Never saw that coming.
beautiful testimony, and thank you for your transparency and your sharing, your willingness to share. That's what People's Podcast is about. I also am a student of Kirk Franklin's music, but his ministry. And Kirk Franklin talked about his battling addiction with sex and porn,
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like that. To hear him be so transparent, because, like you said, it's something that people, men primarily, I mean, of course, women got all the stuff they got going on, but men,
right.
we don't even think it's an issue. We don't even think it's nothing. We don't think it's nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
you being a man. That's how you being a man. Sorry, but no, it ain't. It messed my life up. It messed me up. I couldn't go anywhere, and to the point where that's all I be thinking about in my mind is, and your mind's like a recorder, and it's things up here I have from childhood to 10 years that I wish I could forget.
mm, mm.
And the Bible says, bring every thought captive, and that's what I have to do. Because when those thoughts start coming, I have thoughts that come to my mind. I'm just like, no, 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 no. I ain't about to sit here and even entertain and stuff, man. But like I said, it's stuff. It'll mess your mindset up at times. Like I said, I'll be in public and just stuff like that come to my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, can I buy something at the store without thinking like this? So, but yeah, I mean, it's for real, dude. It's people are like with a addiction's an addiction. Whether it's a crack addiction, whether you're addicted to alcohol, porn, addiction is an addiction, and yeah, it mess you up. So,
Yes, and be if there was no porn on the internet wouldn't be $1 billion industry. Nobody can tell me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just
and that's where it really messed me up. It's
yeah.
because back then you used to have to go get them at the store or get them from somebody. Then you start pulling from the internet for free. Oh man, you really done told me up. It's like, oh, I can get this for free now because back then you just couldn't do it. Me and my little buddy be like, we can watch this on the computer. We got to watch on the CD no more, on the DVD or VHS. You just get it for free.
Yeah,
I used to
God
have to put
bless.
guards up for me for that. I'm like, nope, no, you ain't about to get me. So yeah, thank God. Like I said, thank God for my grandma and thank God for my wife too, man.
Yes, sir. Shout
She's a
out.
blessing, man.
Yes, sir.
She is a blessing. And
Okay, well, we want to come to your wife, children, and then where can we hear your sermons and when you preach? But we want to just pivot into your what we see behind you. Can you introduce us to your characters?
okay. Can you kind of? I'm trying to. Okay, I got it on the monitor a little bit. All right, hold up. Can 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 you kind of see her right there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's Mama P,
Okay.
and I'll get her down here if you want me to. And
Yeah, please,
then
please. We got to introduce this Mama P. We want to talk
okay,
to you.
let's see. Give me a moment. Give me,
Yes, sir.
and guys, I've been sick, so my voice is. Bear with me. Now she did not look like this when I got her. I'll tell you that. Let's see, you together, girl. This is the last thing I had ever thought I'd do, but this was so during COVID, which was what was it? COVID was it 2020?
2020.
So I worked for the government, whatever. So I was getting paid staying home
Okay.
because they wouldn't
Okay.
let us in back at the thing. So I don't know. I had a dummy, which you probably can see it back there. Let's see if you can see it a little bit back there. He's one of
Okay.
them is up there. You see it?
I see it. I see it.
See. Oh Lord, give me a moment. Okay, you see him right there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Charlie McCarthy. That was um my first dummy
Okay.
as a kid. I didn't play with it as much, but I had gotten it out during COVID because I was bored. Had
Okay.
kids. I got my kids at the house with us, and she wanted one. I was like, let me get me another one. Then I came across this lady. Um, it's called what is it called? Uh, uh, the Dummy Shop.
Okay.
and they make these. Now I had told her I wanted. Uh, she wasn't my first. Actually, he was the first dummy I got
Okay,
at
okay,
that shop. And a lot of people don't know this, but my wife got mad at me when I do this. He's white. He's supposed to be white. So,
okay.
but he ain't. I say he's light skinned because he reminds me of my grandfather. So, so he's light skinned. Now, and I asked for. I said I want a black. I told her I wanted a black puppet. Well, if you go back on my Instagram, you see what Risen. It didn't look like this.
Okay, so can we have your Instagram right here so people can follow you
So
and see?
it's called the Pop Offs. uh uh this should be I think it's the only one on there. If you look it up, it's just called the pop, either the pop offs or the pop offs and friends.
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah, I got a good following over. If anybody ever want to do any videos for birthdays or anything like that, like happy birthday stuff, I'll do stuff like that too. Just right, send me a message over there. I just
okay,
did one for a gospel singer by the name of it's Linda Bird. I
okay.
did a one for I don't know if you know who Judith McAllister is. She's a gospel singer. Did one for her. Uh there's a okay, off subject. I mean, still on subject, but with these. I had a guy, and this was about 3 months ago, and I'm like, who's this guy with this check mark just start following me? I said, he looked familiar. So I kept looking at him, and I was like, David Arquette. Who is David Arquette?
Oh, okay.
And I was like, he looked familiar. And so I showed my wife, I said, Liz, who is this man? I said, he looked familiar. She said, oh, that's Dewey from Scream. So,
Some Scream,
yeah.
yeah. You married to
Well, he
Monica
had,
friends. Yeah.
he had wrote me up. He had wrote me on there. I was just like, oh wow. So, I'm kind of connected with him now. Uh Believe it or not, I don't know if you know this, but he does Bozo the Clown
No, I
on
didn't
the
know that.
side. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he follows me on Instagram too as well. And I talked with him. So I've got connected with a lot of people. One of the people, do you know who RuPaul is?
Of course.
So if you look back, I don't know, can y'all see Alfreda back there?
Yes, yes, yes.
The person that do RuPaul's wigs did that for me.
Okay.
So
Small
so
world.
but yeah, this is let me see if I can get my voice together. Now,
Okay.
I'm not no ventriloquist, so I'm gonna move my voice. I mean my mouth. So if you want to ask any questions, you can.
Okay. Uh, may we have your name, ma'am?
Mother P.
Okay. And
Yes.
Mother P, where you from?
Well, I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. Born and raised here.
Okay, Mother P. And Mother P, what do you do for
Who is this
fun?
right here you talking to? Huh?
And Mother P, what do you do for fun?
What I do for fun? That's grown folk business, baby. You don't ask me nothing like that, all right? You don't talk to who you talking to like that? You don't talk to me like that. You don't do that again, okay? You just grown folk. You ask me what I'm doing.
And Mother P, I have some nieces and nephews that watch the podcast. Is there a way that you can shout them out if I give you their names?
Yes.
Okay, we got the oldest is Maz,
Mars. What's his
like
name?
M A
Mars.
yeah MAAZ Maz.
What kind of name is it? Why you name that? Why are you doing Mars? God bless you. Who
Okay,
the
and
other
what about
ones?
and then my niece? I got a niece, Asada and Milani.
Melania Trump? Is he
And
talking about? Who's
then Asada.
Asada? Okay, how you doing, baby? I hope
Yes,
I
yes,
pronounced your name right.
absolutely. And then one more, I got my homie. He's one of like the head of my security of all the young people holding it down.
You did.
His name is Amari. Can you say what's up to Amari?
How you doing tomorrow? Why you gotta be security for him? What are you doing? Somebody try to beat you up.
Apparently, I got all the little kids out there. I got to make sure I'm good when I go to the playground.
Yeah. Well, I want to say hi to Farrakhan. That's who I want to speak to. The minister, the honorable Farrakhan. God bless you, baby. Hey, when they tell me come on there, damn,
I'll be sure to let him.
yeah.
I'll be sure to let him know. Thank you very much, man. And everybody, we want to make sure that you follow the Pop Offs on Instagram. Can we meet some of your other friends?
Yeah, give me a moment. Like I
Okay.
said, I've been sick, so y'all really getting to see the behind the scenes. Gotta fix her back up here. I tell you what, let's. You want what about Pat? You want me to get well, let me get out free today.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
She got an interview to later on tonight with somebody.
Okay. Okay.
This is the one everybody always want to use. Want Rita to say happy birthday to me. It took me so long to get her voice together because I was like, I got her voice, Mother P's voice, but it took me a while to get her together. And all I could think about was George Jefferson. How you doing?
How you doing, man? It's nice to
I'm
meet you.
doing good. Yeah. So see you got what do you got on your wall there? You got NSYNC. See most of is he black? Okay. Yep, and that's my husband behind me, Hindu.
Okay, man. We look forward to meeting your husband. How long have you been married?
He just asked me, yeah, I don't know. Man, been a long time. Just a long time. You don't need to
Okay.
know.
And what type of music do you enjoy listening to?
No, I like a little bit of everything. I like a little R&B. I
Okay.
like my gospel music. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I like some NSYNC too.
You like
I
NSYNC
just
too?
wanted to see. I just wanted to see if I wasn't by myself. So yeah, I like some NSYNC.
You like some NSYNC? Okay. So you're saying you're familiar with every little thing I do never seems enough for you.
You bye bye bye.
Bye bye bye. You go bye 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 too.
I
Okay.
also listen to the Backstreet Boys every now and then. I like to them
Okay.
too.
So you're saying, um, you are my fire, is what you're saying.
It's a song they sing. I what is that song? I don't care who you what. You know what I'm talking about? Um, what is that song? As long as you love me.
Of
I don't
course.
care who you are, where
Yeah.
you from, what you look.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
As
It was a song
long
I
as
always
you
thought, yeah.
love me.
It's a song I always listened to, and I got older. I started thinking about the lyrics. Like, I don't care where you from or who you are. No, yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Now I start listening to my lyrics when I was singing. I like it, but I would listen to it. I'm like, no, I don't know who y'all talking to. I need to know where you came from and and I do care what you look like. So, but yeah, I like listening to those.
All right. Now, can we meet your husband?
Yes, that's Hindu. Hold on, give me one moment.
Okay. Okay. And thank you everybody who's watching and showing love to this podcast. Naima, thank you for saying peace. You missed the puppet. He was just shouting out Milani. Naima, you shout out your
Oh,
daughter.
and this is Hindu. And now the guy who made these, um, he's a friend of mine.
Okay.
These were
Let's
not
let's
made
let's
by the
let's
same
let's let's,
people.
let's make sure we support his business. How could we
His name is Langston Hughes, and he's on Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, let me see. Trying to fix my neck. Give me one moment.
Okay, but no, take your time, man. We are impressed, man, and we're very patient. Um
Yeah, and I got him in the suit and stuff too. How you doing? Now he got my voice, so it's gonna be easy for me.
Easy call. Okay.
It's easy. Yes.
Okay, yes, sir. So first of all, um, what we asked your wife about what type of music that she like and enjoy listening to. What type of movies
Now I
do you
like a little
enjoy?
Motown myself.
Okay, okay,
I'm more of
Motown.
Temptations. The old Jackson Five.
Okay. So now, when you say the Temptations, are you referring to "I've Got Sunshine"?
Yeah, but you know what? I like that song, but I can't listen to it too much no more because they done wore it out on me. I don't know why.
They would.
They
They
done
would
wore a
watch your
song
life.
out on me. Yes.
Okay,
And I don't
okay,
like to hear nobody else sing it.
okay. So what?
So I think you need to be quiet on that song. Don't sing that song no more.
Okay, yes, sir. Now, do you enjoy watching movies, TV?
Oh yeah, I like believe it or not, I like horror movies. Now I
Okay,
figure she don't like that stuff.
most
I
women
like
get a little scared.
Scream, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Leatherface.
Leatherface, it's a little too scary for me. What about Halloween? Halloween,
Yeah.
Michael
I
Myers.
like Halloween. His mask always look like it stink though. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't take no. I bet he smell horrible. He don't never take no. Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You can't go wrong with that. Now, speaking of Scream, I heard that your friend Pastor Andre, knows Dewey from Scream, so that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, he need to come out with another. I think they killed him on that last one.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
he gonna come back. Then they talk about putting him on a TV show. I know I heard about that.
Okay,
He
okay.
said something about that doing in a TV show.
Scream
Yeah.
TV show. It might be good. It might be good. Now we have a question. How can people? This first of all, you're very talented. We love what you got going on. How can people find you on social media?
So it should be under the pop offs. Either the pop offs and friends. Oh, I hate that because I forget my handle on there sometime. I think it's under the pop offs. Um, I am on YouTube, but I'm not as uh I don't get a lot of views over it.
Okay, okay. So
That takes time to build up. But I am over there. I'm on Twitter. I'm on which is the Pop Awesome Friends. I'm on well, I can't get it to my uh TikTok no more.
okay.
So because
What,
I
what?
upgraded my phone and when I was like, oh dang. I told my wife, I was like, dang, I can't get it no
Oh, yeah,
more.
yeah. Oh no,
I still
dang.
got the app, but it won't let me log in and nothing like that. So hopefully they'll get that fixed because I was getting some views over it, which I had started learning how to use. I wasn't used to it. But my main page is I'm over at Instagram. And like I said, if anybody ever want to do any birthday shout outs or whatever, I do them for free. You want to give something, that's fine, but I usually do them for free.
I mean,
I had a guy,
you are a pastor, so we know no matter what, my father's a minister. We know we you can do something for free, but y'all know what come with that. Come on, y'all make sure
yeah,
you give charity, y'all pay tithes.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
know how it go. Throw something out there, he ain't gonna say something, but
yeah. I'm that
imagine.
type of person where I will not. It's probably something I have to work on. My wife tells me something I have to work on is receiving. That's
Yes,
one of
sir.
my biggest downfalls is not receiving from somebody. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
But I just want everybody who's watching people's podcast page, and of course we'll chop it up like probably like by Wednesday, have it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But if you see something like this for your child's birthday, for your birthday, let's make sure we support our brother, man. And Pop Paws, this is brilliant talent
And you
coming
won't
from.
see me, you see them. So just let me know right now you seeing me with them. But yeah. And I usually do I'll fix up the videos and stuff. If you want to go on there, there's some birthday videos on there that you can look how I set them up or whatever. But yeah,
That's
feel
brilliant.
free to do that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And continuing the
Man, you
legacy.
got my voice hurting.
Okay, and thank you, everybody who's watching Everyday Cases, ASA. Walaikum salam. Thank you very much. Love for self says, I'm in a singing mood today. I guess I am in a singing mood today.
Yeah, you've been saying it.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he said he bet the mask does stink though. Now he said that, yeah, for sure. Okay. Now we want to leave on a serious note, even though we just been nothing but happy dealing with the puppets, and we're gonna make sure we all support you and everybody follow and tap in. But I wanted to ask you, you speak of your wife and your father of four children. How important has your family been to your success?
Man, if it okay, there's things I couldn't do without her. She's not my guide, I'll say that. But there are things that, and it be with her too. Certain things that she can't do without me.
Yes,
I wouldn't
sir.
have I wouldn't have my business. I had a cleaning business for years. I don't have it right now, but I had it for years because COVID was what really just wiped that out. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have it. It was certain things when it comes to things with business, I know nothing about.
Mm, mm.
I don't. You can ask me, how you do taxes? I don't know. My wife takes care of that. There's a lot of stuff that I just don't know, and there's a lot of stuff I need to know. Um, this house that we're in, God bless us with this house. The last time I talked to you, I was in a 2 bedroom apartment. I
Mm.
am in a 5 bedroom house
Go
now.
ahead. Yes, sir.
So and so I found the house. Now, as far as getting the, finance and all that, she did this stuff. I don't know how to do it stuff. And I'm just being honest with you. There's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do, business wise. And I don't know if I've said this before. My wife's from Cuba.
Mm.
She came from Cuba at the age of 8 and didn't know a lick of English. Now, if you
Mm.
talk to her now, you think most people think when they see my wife, they think she's a light-skinned black woman. She's
Mm.
Cuban.
Okay. Okay.
She's
Okay.
Cuban. So she didn't speak a lick of English. But and I think I said this last time I was on her. I met her when she went to high school with me. I'll be sure about it. She went to high school. We went to high school together. I saw her in high school one time. That was it. She said she see me all the time. I don't remember it. I saw her one time. She gave me a nasty look. I looked back at her nasty. I said, I don't know who this lady is, but she, yeah, coming here looking at me like, yeah, you coming here on the first day of school too? Yeah. So this was in high school. She actually dated my ex best friend. Now,
Mm. Mm.
now I went to school with. He lived down the street from me and everything. My grandmother, his mom know each other from church background and stuff like that. Uh, he's the person I didn't really not really knew behind the scenes because of certain things she shared with me that he did, and I was just like, oh my god, I didn't, I didn't know this. I came went to Bible college, came back for a weekend. Lord told me I thought it was the devil. Go to this party. I went to this party, and there she was.
Mm.
I saw her. She looked at me. That was it. Nothing happened. Then there was another time when I finally came back home. There was another hotel party going on. I'm just like, okay. I went and I was around people that I used to go high school with. And they were doing certain things. I'm just like, man, somebody gotta take a picture of me in here. Oh no, this don't look right. I gotta get out of here. She was there. She knows
Mm.
nothing about me. I knew nothing about her. She got in touch with me, wrote me on Facebook, asked me could she go to church with me.
Mm.
I said, "Oh, okay, it's fine. Who told you I went to church?" She was like, "No, I just for some reason I just thought you went to church." Nobody told her that.
Mm.
Went picked her up. She came to the church, and she's been there ever since. Now, I was not dating her. I was not dating her at all. I didn't date her for about at least 2 years. And mind you, she just got out of an abusive relationship with a buddy of mine who just some stuff he did that I just thought, oh my God. Because my mom was a person that got abused by my dad
Mm.
and stuff. So I was like, I know what what you're saying. And so 2 years went by and Lord said, that's your wife. I said, okay. I said, she looked good too. And it was like the Lord had blinders on me because I really never paid attention to how pretty she was. I was
Okay.
like, she
Okay.
is beautiful. And I noticed that some people at church try to get at her. I said, oh, make sure. Let me go over and tell her she's my wife. So when I said that, she looked at me like I was crazy. She wrote me a message, a long text message, and said, don't you ever in your life call me again if it ain't related to church. It needs
Mm.
to be
Mm.
related to church. I'm not supposed to be with you. I don't want to be in a relationship.
Oh,
Yada yada
dang.
yada.
Oh, man.
So I told her, I said, you got me looking stupid going up in here. So that was the first girl. I had never chased a girl before. It was the first girl I've ever chased. Usually it was easy to get them. Not her. I had never chased a woman before. That was the first one. So she called me one night and asked to meet with me. Because the Lord told me, he's like, you need to pray, you need to fast. I was like, I ain't fasting for her. You told me to, that's her. I'm not doing this. I'm done. So she called me and I said she wanted to meet up. And so we met up, went to the park, and she told me, she said, I knew you was my husband. I
Mm.
just don't want to be in a relationship right now.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that's okay. no problem, Wish that wasn't the case. We ended up being in a relationship a week later. So I mean, we'll be married 10 years.
Go ahead.
This year we started dating in 2000 and I think I want to say it's 11 or 12. I think it's 11. So 2011 we started dating. So we got married in 2015. God blessed our marriage, our wedding. We really didn't have to pay for nothing. I mean, it
Mm,
was a blessing. That and we had our first child in 2016, and a little girl, and then 2018 had another one. That was my other little girl. And then last year I had a little boy in November.
go ahead.
Now
Congratulations.
she's pregnant again. So I think I'm gonna have to get snipped because when she told me the first time, which is a funny story, she told me she was pregnant. Uh, I kind of the test was wrong at this time. She told me she had gotten a test and she's pregnant. I said, "Where'd you get that test from?" She said, "The Dollar Tree." I said, "Dollar Tree." I said, "You ain't pregnant. Your test is wrong." And so she went back out there, and of course, it's wrong. I wish I stopped there. So I didn't. She went back and you do your thing, whatever. And we had end up doing stuff, and then a couple months later, I seen her face, and she said, "I'm pregnant." I'm like, "Oh no, 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 no! What is this Dollar Tree again?" She said, "No, this is Kroger brand." I said, "Oh no!" So she took two of them. So and we found out we having a girl.
Okay,
So
okay.
I got three girls and one boy. So, but I don't want more kids. I don't want more kids. I don't want more kids. I told my wife, I was like, no, I was like, we just moved in this house. I'm not giving up my man cave. So to give somebody a room, no, I ain't happening. So, but yeah, yeah, I mean, she's a blessing, and she became a citizen. I don't know why she waited so late. Uh, shoot, it was about maybe 3 years ago. She became,
Okay.
and she'll tell you if she ever gets on her, she'll tell you if you're an immigrant, don't wait to become a citizen. Go do your
Mm,
stuff and become a citizen. Do it right. And she could have been a citizen a long time ago. She just they think the green. Now I got my green card. No, no, no. Become a citizen. She's a citizen of the United States. So she got to vote for the very first time this year, and
mm.
so and we always talk about who we voted for and stuff
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know
Yes,
if you
sir.
talk about that on her.
I don't really go into
Do
it.
it, but anywho, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So she's Hispanic.
Mm.
She's Hispanic. I'm black. So,
Man, so
so
it's a beautiful love story. And that so right now we have part two. So hopefully, when she's not
yeah, I
pregnant
gotta
or,
find
or
some
when she
time,
feels
man.
better, we got to do a part three so we get interview both of you all together to hear your love story. And
Yes,
she speaks English, so she's fluent in English.
she's fluent in English. She's fluent in Spanish too. It's something I wish I learned. But actually, it's a funny story. My barber, he, I don't know why, but Hispanics have always been the only one that can cut my hair.
Okay.
When they cut my hair, I have a hairline. I had a barber named Roline, and I used to go to as a kid. He's black. Man, I always never have a hairline. I don't know why he put it all the way back here, and I'm like, man. So when I met her, she started taking me to these Hispanic people to cut my hair, and I was like, oh man, cut good hair, But most people think Cubans are just white. No, Cubans are black. They white. It's just like if you was to come to the United States.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a Cuban guy, he speaks Spanish. I don't know a lick of Spanish, and he don't know a lick of English, and he cuts my hair every Saturday.
Okay, so let's stay right there. Let me show you the synchronicity between you and I. My siblings think it's funny. I like 15 minutes away. The man who he does my lineup, mustache, and all of that, he doesn't know English at all. And he reminds me of the baseball player Big Papi Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking he's from the Dominican. He is like brown skin,
Yeah,
but his full dude hair. And one day I went, dude, the barber I usually go to wasn't there, and he was like, "Aki," and I was like, "Man, come on."
yeah, yeah. You're like, I
I'm
don't
taking,
know.
man. man, I mean, like with the lining, and he when he finished, I'm like, gracias. He was like, you know what I'm saying, gracias. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so he's been my barber. I want to say for like 6 months, 7 months. Does a phenomenal job. Don't speak English. I don't speak Spanish. And yeah, that's my homie. He 15 minutes away.
Yeah, that's how we I'll be in the chair and be trying to tell him something, and I'm like, nah, you don't understand me, and I don't understand him half the time, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, it cut good hair, man. Good hair.
Wonderful. So I just want to thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your transparency. You did a phenomenal job with your life story
And if
as
I
well
went to
as
any bunny trails, please forgive me. I do it at times. I get sidetracked and go off here and go off here. So please forgive me,
okay. Now,
peeps.
now your church can if people everybody who's I want to pronounce it correct Louisville. If they're in the Louisville area, which church can they attend to see you?
So I go to, and I'm the assistant pastor at Jacob's Well. It's Jacob's
Okay.
Well Church International. Let me say this before we get off here. It's an interesting story. The pastor that I have is white. Now, when he started his ministry, he had nothing but white people.
Mm-hmm.
And he had went to meet with somebody that he didn't know at the time. He's going to do business with somebody. And later on at the moment he found out, like driving there, that the person he's going to do business with was part of the Ku Klux Klan.
Mm.
And the Lord, he told the Lord, he said, I ain't going to meet with that man. He said, yes, you are. He said, I ain't going to meet with him. He said, yeah, yeah. So he went and met with him. And the first thing that came out the man's mouth was, what do you think about interracial relationships? And he said, well, what do you think about leprosy? He said, because that's what happens. He said, that's what happened to, I believe, was it Miriam? Because, Moses' wife was black.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, I said, I believe it was Miriam. He said, what do you think about leprosy? And he's like, oh, and he said, this meeting's over. I kid you not. That Sunday, over 50 black people came in that church, didn't know each other, and came in that church, and it started and integrated our church like that.
Mm.
They went from being all white to actually majority black church.
Mm, 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 mm,
So
mm.
then we started getting Hispanics and all different people. So that's one thing that I would say about my pastor. I really looked up to him because he did not tolerate none of that crap.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
he'll
sir.
shoot you down quick for that. He'll shoot you down. He always say in the church, he says his most strongest people in the church is black people. He said, have you ever noticed? And he always said, black folk, he said they faithful. And when it comes to church, he said, they faithful. They show up, y'all pray. And he always mess with us like that. But I look at him like, you telling the truth. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. The
so
church
but
experience
yeah.
has been a part of our culture, since we've been in America. So,
Yeah.
okay. So now, once again, the pop offs. Where can we find you? Where do you want us to find
Instagram.
you?
Go to
Instagram.
Instagram. You probably see stuff on YouTube. You probably see stuff on Twitter. But my main page, I would just go to Instagram because that's where I usually. If I upload anything on YouTube or on Twitter, I ain't on there. It's just uploading. I would go to Instagram. It's called the Pop Offs. If it's not the Pop Offs, it's the Pop Offs and Friends. And like I said, if you got any birthdays going on, you want to do any shout outs to anybody, just DM me. Let me know if you're from the People's Podcast too.
Yeah, please go
Yeah,
on People Podcast. Let's flood his DMs, y'all. Let's make sure we support him and give business and let him know that everything we do, we gonna cash out. We gonna make sure you straight, man. So don't worry.
yeah.
Yes, sir. And
Yes.
I look forward to meeting you in person. God,
Yes.
whether you come to Orlando or I come to Louisville, and yeah, I know someone who wants me to see the theater scene in Louisville. They know that I act, and he was like, man, Louisville got a good place. They got productions and Broadways
Yeah.
and all that. So
You'd be surprised at how many movies they did so many movies here. Actually, my pastor's wife, I kid you not, I was watching Netflix and I saw it's a movie called Clover, not Cloverleaf, but Clover Hitch or something like that. And
mm-hmm.
it's actually based off the B2K killer. Do you remember hearing about the B2K killer? And it was in the early 90s. He was killing all these women. They couldn't figure out who it was, but it's based off that. While I was watching Netflix, turned on Netflix, and I said, am I tripping? Is that my first lady? What? No, I'm tripping. So I called my grandma. I said, Mama, how come you didn't tell me is Miss Martha in this movie? She's like, yeah, that's old. I'm like, Why she getting in that movie? Why she in that movie for? She should be, so her daughter had her in there. And but yeah, they do a lot of stuff here, man, in Louisville.
Okay, well, we're connected, and it's an honor to meet you, my brother. And salute to your wife, your family, your church, and I'm just happy to see positive role models in the community. Anytime you want anything you need from people's podcasts, we locked in, and
Yes,
we want to make
sir.
sure
Yes,
we
sir.
support you. And man, it's just an honor to see you again, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
The honor is mine. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Thank you all for watching.